Good day everybody, welcome to another video, second today. I am your personal funky sim pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko and I will be your captain for today's flight. Today's flight will take us from John Lennon Airport in Liverpool, United Kingdom. We'll be flying the PMDG 737-700 with British Airways livery to Dublin in Ireland. It will be like a 51-minute airtime, I believe, something like that. Let's say about 1 hour flight altogether, 1 hour 5 minutes. And yeah, so let's just do that and just keep on moving forward here. It's been a shitty day, so let's hop into the flight deck and let's get the battery going. Airline navigational system. Maybe set some lights too bright and see if we can request the ground power unit. It should start bleeping soon. The moment it is available, this will turn on, like you see now, ground power available. So now we're on ground power. So quickly let's just turn on the logo light, anti-collision, and the integrated lights here on the panel. I'm a huge fan of those. We do the same here on the main panel. And maybe a couple of other lights a little bit, just to make our lives a little bit easier. And we could do it here, panel as well. Alright, let's give ourselves a little squawk code. 31 21. For now is mostly it, so let's get our flight plan from the electronic flight bag, so request data from SimBrief. So we got British Airways 812. From Echo Golf Golf Papa to Echo India Delta Whiskey, Dublin, and Liverpool to Dublin. Got departure weather, 1006 knots, 1605 knots at Dublin Airport. So let's stay with the departure airport now. So 150 at 6 knots, 10 miles, few clouds at 1000, broken at 4800, 5 degrees QNH 1022. Well, we could maybe start by setting the QNH. 022. Alright, so let's get the flight plan up. Echo Golf Papa is our location, our airport. And the gate number I forgot. So let's just do it like this. Not going to be too bad. Okay, so routing. Now I'm interested to see if it's going to import. There you go. Good news. So we set payload and we set fuel. It is showing in pounds again. So let's go PMDG setup, aircraft displays, and then yep, there you go. So we got 4.5 tons of fuel. So we can return and we do flight plan request. Oh, we just did that. Let's just do it again. Set payload, set fuel, and select route. And that's then requesting. loaded in, it's uploading now. Alright, that's done. So we activate and execute. So we got the flight plan. So let's go to the departure and arrival. So we are departing. Wind is 1506 knots. No, don't load up Navigraph. Half P. So let's have a look. Flight level 200. Cost index 38. Average wind 291.034. And let's see the fuel. We have block fuel 4.6. Final reserves 2.3. And then for the routing, we have the wall 2 vector out of 09 and the BAGSO 2 kilo for runway 60. Let's start with departure. So the wall 2 vector out of 09. First you select 09 and the wall 2 vector. Excuse me, we execute. And for the arrival, ILS 16. Here's the BAGSO 2 kilo arrival, BAGSO 2 kilo, and let's put that in. So we should have a complete flight plan now. So runway 16, let's have another look at the weather. Where did we get the weather from again? Here. So at our arrival, Echo India Delta Whiskey, we got 160 at 5 knots. So that's a straight on headwind of only 5 knots, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so now we go to Itinerary. The zero fuel weight, fortunately you can just click this. I got 4.6 kilograms, or well, tons. Reserves I believe was 2.3. Cost index 38. We were going to be cruising at flight level 200, and the cruise wind was out of 291.034. There you go, execute. I just quickly want to double check the reserves. 2.3. Is fine. Okay, so for now for the N1 limit, let's do a little calculation here then for runway 09. I think the weather is it looks dry. Oh, I guess it's okay. So performance tool, takeoff, import from OFP 09er. Runway condition dry, import from aircraft. And let's also import the wet. 022, 170 at 4 knots. And we'll calculate, and that gives us takeoff 2, 47 degrees, and then a flap 1, takeoff trim of 5.39, one speed of 127 knots, rotate speed of 127 knots, and a V2 speed of 131 knots. So takeoff 2 with 47 degrees should give us 83.2. So takeoff 2 and 47 degrees, takeoff 2, 47 degrees. This lately does not always line up, I still don't know why precisely. Flap 1, center of gravity, and the trim setting of 5.39. And a runway length 7510. That's a short runway. So 127, 127, 131, that actually is correct. We can put 131 in the box here as well. And then I think we're pretty much good to go. Get that screen a little bit less bright, this as well. Let's quickly double check on the legs page. Maybe we can go to the plan page here on the navigational display. To BAGSO and ADSYS, cell, and then BABDA. And that does not line up. Let's try it again. I guess we can just tie them together like this for now. It's probably going to be okay. And if not, we can make it work during the cruise. It will not be a very long cruise, but it will be a cruise nonetheless. So for now, I'm good with the flight plan. So we're going to put this back on map. And I think we're about ready to go. So let's start up the APU. The fuel pumps. Yaw damper can be turned on now as well. Sticking, that's very good. APU is starting to rise, I hope. Does not look like it yet. There you go. Took a little bit. And then seatbelt signs goes on. We arm the emergency exit lights. Our cruising altitude will be to 00. Electricity, probe heats, and window heat. And then once the APU is starting to settle down, which is about now actually, we can turn on the APU bleed. Yeah, I think we're almost ready to go here. So I guess let's switch to APU power. Now that the APU is running. Go to ground operations, so we remove everything. Remove the chocks, that will take the ground power unit as well. You can see there, the door is now closing. And the air stair control pull away. Then for the taxi, we can just go here on the right filter. Let's see FS actions, push back, and now where are we going to push back to? Let's have a little look here now. I'm not familiar with the airport. I believe we are facing south. So departure charts go to the airport. We're not facing south. Oh, that's correct. We were actually, I remember. Our runway is 09. So that's right here. Basically, we push back with the tail to the left and the nose to the right. Turn on right and select dog. Go with Oh, there's only one tug we can choose. That's TPX 200. Sure, whatever. Don't know it. And let's see, start.
Good to ground. Go ahead.
The flight directives can be turned on as well.
The tail to our left.
You want to put in the flight level 200.
Roger that. Ready for pushback. Tail to the left. Release brake, please.
And your runway heading was 086, I believe.
Brakes released. Brakes released. Here we go.
Okay, so here starts the pushback. So to start the engine, start engine number 2. And we'll wait until the N2 reaches about 20, and then we add the fuel. I'm expecting it to be a nighttime landing by the time we arrive at Dublin. You can see the sun is already wanting to set here. So here we go, turning. And we almost got a fully running engine. There you go. Engine number 1. Oh, so wrong one. Engine number 1 is coming. Maybe let's add the fuel. I totally forgot to do that. My bad.
Pushback complete. Parking brake set.
That pushback is complete. Set the parking brake.
Brake set.
Engine number 1 is coming. Let's go flap 1.
Steering pin is pulled. Watch for the salute and release from guidance on your right. Have a good flight.
And the auto brake goes to rejected takeoff. Let's also trim for 5.52, I believe, or 5.4, something in the middle. Alright, that should be fine. We have 2 running engines. Oh, we're going to switch over now to the main generators and turn off the APU. Turn off the APU bleed as well. Turn on the packs if we want. Taxi lights can go on, and the runway turn off lights go on as well, and let's also switch to the ARA. I think we're mostly good to go. Let's have a look outside. Nothing too challenging. So let's release the parking brake. So you always want to be careful with your jet blast when you're at the apron. So yeah, if you compare the ground steering of this one, let's go like this. the PMDG 737 with the Phoenix A320. The Phoenix A320 does have a feeling of it's like a heavy plane, although it's not really necessarily a heavy plane, but it's still not light, you know, when you want to steer it, I can imagine, but it lags a little too much, but maybe that's realistic, I don't know. The Phoenix A320 is extremely maneuverable, as opposed to this one, the PMDG 737-700. Okay, by the way, FMC, so it needs us to verify the takeoff speeds. So 127, 127, 131. So let's get going. Definitely be having some crosswind while taking off. So I guess here we are. Turn on the landing lights and the strobe and steady. And if there's nothing, just get onto the runway here. Was it me or did that runway holding point say 99? Look at that. I don't think that is normal. I don't know. It is not. So let's remember to set the timer before we take off. Okay, looks like we're pretty much lined up here. Parking brake. Yep. So let's have a look. The crew should be seated as well now. No cabin crew, take your seats for takeoff. Do we have that here as well? PA maybe? Like a cabin crew, take your seats for takeoff. Something like that. So let's pull up the legs page. Here's our departure. Turn on traffic. We have the QNH set to 1022. 086, the runway heading. Flaps 1, RTO. And we're squawking Charlie. Alright, so let's set the timer then. And let's go. Parking brake released. Let's quickly do a check. Seems okay. Alright, so let's give her like 50%. Have her settle down. And take off thrust. Pushing back on the stick forward a little bit.
Airspeed's live.
Till around 80 to 100 knots or so.
80 knots.
Yeah, letting go of the forward pressure. I think ready for V1 and rotate at 127.
V1.
Rotate.
Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. So we're now just following the flight director. Now taking a left turn. Maybe we can increase the zoom on the navigational display a little bit more. That seems about it. So there we go. From Liverpool to Dublin. Go easy on the changes there. Nose forward a little bit and a little bit more to the left. It's quite challenging to fly the departure following the flight directors, I must say. Flaps can come up. And let's have the autopilot take over now. And we can focus on some other tasks. We can turn off the runway turn-off lights and the taxi lights. And let's lock the gear and turn off the auto brake.
Traffic.
Traffic 5,000, 6,000 feet above us. Not sure if I see them. No. Probably looking in the wrong place, but not seeing it. Yeah, what is my screen doing? Okay, it's working again. Alright. Well, let's go to standard QNH now. Not sure why that box is empty. Because there's no vertical navigation. Turn it on, but it says FMC successfully set. Check altitude target. Yeah, 20,000 feet. It does not want to engage VNAV. It's now on altitude hold. That could have something to do with the traffic alert that we got. What if we just turn off, see what that does for us. Does not want to re-engage. The gas is off. That's an interesting one, so we're holding at 6,000. We are on our way to a wall. 4,000 feet, we're already well above that, so we are allowed to climb. It's not climbing. And it said check altitude target. Let's go to the cruise page, flight level 200. I really don't see what the problem is. release the passengers. Let's put it on auto. Maybe it's a little bit premature. Sorry people. Get back to your seats. So we're finally climbing out of the ship. So the nose dropping, so passengers are free to go now. feet, so we can also turn off the landing lights. So now if we check to top of descent is only 53 nautical miles, so that's very short. Well, let's have a look at our landing. We go to the arrival. And then have a look at the star chart. We have the BAGSO Romeo, I think. So a quick peek here. BAGSO 2 kilo, not 3 Romeo, BAGSO 2 kilo. Like the BAGSO 2 kilo is not here, man. I must be mistaken. BAGSO 2 kilo at Echo India Delta Whiskey for runway 16. BAGSO 3 Romeo. Or maybe it's just a runway 16 RNAV arrivals, I don't know. We have BAGSO 4 Lima. There's no BAGSO here. There's no BAGSO here either. Yes, not really sure. That's a new one for me. In the end, I don't think it matters too much. I'm just going to jump to the approach page. And we go for ILS or a localizer on runway 16. We're at 19,000 feet. And 1534 Zulu. Yeah, so we're like 6 minutes away from the top of descent at 38 nautical miles. So we can set the ILS frequency, transition altitude 5,000 feet. The ILS frequency for runway 16 is 111.5, and it's a course heading of 159er. Let's put in 111.5. That's been loaded. The course will be 156. We are holding steady, 20,000 feet. We have 31 nautical miles to go until we reach the top of descent. Well, let's quickly have a look at the lowest altitude for the approach. It will be 3,000 feet. That's where the glide slope will start at Garty. First we have Babda, 3,000 feet, and then Garty. Not sure if we also have Babda in our flight plan. We'll see this momentarily, but 3,000 feet shall be the final altitude to descend to. So let's dial that into the box. 3,000 feet, sitting right there waiting for VNF to kick in once we reach the top of descent. I'm going to re-engage the TCAS system now. Off-scale traffic. There's our top of descent. First they turn to the left. There we go. Looks pretty nice, man. So yeah, I have not played Flight Simulator 2024. My computer starts crying whenever I look at it. So, but even 2020 like this, if you check outside, it just looks pretty. They did a cool job. Very nice. Alright, so we're almost going to descend now to Dublin. 19 nautical miles, 15:35 Zulu, and the time is 15:32, so it's about 2.5 minutes or so. And we're 13 minutes on the way. And then we're going to descend, do a nice little step descent. We do have BAGSO, the Arkady is in there as well, and Babda. So that looks pretty promising, so we should be able to make that. Let's go to the inner ref page for the final approach reference speeds. I like to do flat 40, that's full flaps. That gives you a advisory speed of 124 knots. We're going to enter it right here. And we just add an additional 5 for the wind correction, as you can see right here. So that will be 129 knots, providing we fly full flap. So 129 knots will be our VRF speed, the final approach speed, with full flaps configured and the gear down. So, 30,000 feet, and we're almost at our top of descent. 12 nautical miles. Yeah, what can I say? It does look pretty, man. Definitely looks pretty. Standing by for the descent. We dialed in 2,000 feet or 3,000 feet, which is the glide slope interception altitude. So let's have a look at the local weather. I always close it when I don't need to. The local weather at, let's see if it refreshes like this, 1604 knots. Variable from 140 to 200. Basically it's a headwind, 4 knots, 10 kilometers view. There's a few clouds at 2600, broken at flight level 110, broken at 220, that's above us then. Okay, if I'm reading this correctly. QNH 1020, let's see, I believe that's actually, that was our departing, no, that was 22. 0 1020, there you go. Let's double check check now. 1020, 1020, 1020. Okay, so we got that. And then we go back to the chart. I believe the aircraft is descending, by the way. No, not yet. It's starting right now. Okay, that's good stuff. So decision altitude. Quickly check, double check one more time. This is localizer runway 16. That is our designated target. We can go for radio altitude 200 feet. So here we choose radio. Then we just dial it to 200 feet. It might be still a little bit daylight actually by the time we touch down. I do hope so, because it's always, you know, there's just a little bit more to see. Okay, radio altitude 200 feet has been set as well. We're descending and we are pretty much on the descent profile. Spot on, there's no vertical deviation. It went away there for a second, comes back, but it's not too much. So let's look ahead. We are now descending through 70,500 for removal and 7.5 nautical miles, where we should arrive at flight level 142. We're probably going to make that, as you can see by the magenta or the reddish or purple, whatever triangle there. Then flight level 100 or below. Well, yeah, it looks like we have a pretty successful, promising step descent. We dial in 111.50 with a heading 156 degrees. I think that's wrong. It should be 159. Let's check the chart here, because I remember it was only 1 degree off 16. Yeah. So that's definitely a error there. So 159. It's a little bit redundant because we have no co-pilot flying, but we're going to change it on this side as well. There's probably a setting in the computer that you can just make sure that it mirrors. Maybe I should do it. Okay, so we're definitely getting closer here. So just quickly rolling a cigarette here. It's like, you know, the ones that you roll yourself. It's a lot cheaper than buying cigarettes. But in the end, no smoking comes cheap. I'm thinking, let's look outside. Okay. Well, we should be cautious of clouds. We might have to turn on the anti-icing. So we are almost at 10,000 feet. We're still following the descent, the vertical descent profile. At around 10,000 feet we can turn on the landing lights. And I believe we already strapped the passengers in, but let's quickly have a look at that. No, so it's strapped in the passengers. People, go to your seats. We have started our descent to our destination. Right, turn on the landing lights. Let's also turn on the APU. Anything else we need to do? We can set the auto brake to 1. We're still on the descent profile, so that's looking good. Let's zoom in a little bit on the navigational display. And maybe we can have a little circle. Let's see. Set a little, I don't know, 10 nautical mile. Let's see, what do we have here? Light slope starts at 8.7. So let's put that at 8.7. So we're going to set a little circle around the touchdown zone, basically. Although I must say I do not see it. There you go, there it is. Yeah, just to give us a little bit more situational awareness, you know. Okay, so we'll be going, taking a left turn soon. Kirav. And now reaching Atsis, then we're going to take a left turn to Kirav, where we should be above flight level 06. Or flight level 60. We're now at 8,800. Turbulence there. Look at that. So then we're going to take a right at Kirov to Babda, where we should be at 3,000 or above. Hopefully we're going to make that with all the speed settings. So let's go quickly to inner traf again. So 124 precise, 129 will be our final approach speed. 129 will be our final approach speed. And hoping we don't need to use our air brakes. Let's arm them, the speed brake. I'm not going to turn on the localizer yet. If you zoom out here on the navigational display, you can see we're now going to 272 until Babda, and that's still 20 miles out. There we're going to take a left turn, and then basically we go to Garti, and Garti we should be actually at 129 knots, and Garti is basically the start of the localizer, or not the localizer, the glide slope. So we're aiming to be at 3,000 feet already at Babda. Yeah, this looks to me like it's going to be a fine landing, but you know, that's me, and I always learn something. And fortunately I also forget something always, so I learn something again next time. So yeah, I realize there has not been a lot of funky music on the channel lately. But there will be. I'll be starting to feel a little bit more funky as time progresses. Today we said goodbye to Belgrade. Belgrade is in one way adorably sweet. It's insane. And in another way, no matter what language, doesn't think in words at all. It's extremely hard to reach. But none of that matters for this flight. We dedicated our previous flight to that from Belgrade to Eindhoven. We're still on standard QNH and the transition altitude was 5,000 I believe. So let's zoom in a little bit now on the navigational display because we have the circle in sight. So this was basically the point where the glide slope starts, which is already karty as well, but this makes it a little bit more, I don't know, helps the situational awareness to use that word again. Our speed's dropping. Our flaps are still okay. We are aiming for 129 knots. We may have to dial it in ourselves at some point. Let's maybe also put the runway heading 159. Let's just put it in the heading box too. So 4,000 feet. Let's see the transition altitude. Transition altitude 5,000 feet. Yes, we're going to change now to 1020. Let's a little quickly check what the current weather is. 021, 170 at 4 knots. So 1021 on my side, and it should also be here on this side. Okay. We're about to take a left turn. Speed's okay. The speed should be 180 or below. It says drag required. I'm just going to listen to that. So speed brake was armed, but we're going to disarm it. Just going to extend the speed brake now. Oops. Do it again. Thank you. And see if we can reduce our speed to desired 1.8. And at Garty it says 129er. We can, but it's still like 8 nautical miles out. Let's do flap 1 now. Say, here comes the left turn, so let's turn on the localizer. Looks like it's actually captured. So then next we watch the diamond here for the glide slope. So the speed brake's coming back and is armed again. Let's wait a little bit. Hopefully the aircraft is going to establish itself without a problem. Arkady should be at 129, so is it going to reduce its speed? It's almost at 3,000 feet. Let's press the approach button, and the crew should now have a seat as well. Every crew take your seats for landing. Okay, so we're 9.5 nautical miles out. Speed is still going up a little bit, but we are still descending. Reset MCP altitude. Why? We're going to wait. Well, we're not going to do that anyway. So single channel, we're captured by the localizer now. So now I think we're going to manage the speed ourselves. 160. So we have flaps 5 now. I think. I lost where to look for it. There you go, 5. We can go even slower. There's 6.3 knots come out. Let's just go to 129. Another stage of flaps. Doesn't like it, so let's drop the gear. That's our runway in sight. Looks pretty today. Okay, so let's wait a little bit then with those flaps. I really did not like that. So flaps. If we can go full flaps now. So we're at 1,000 feet, so we should actually have been established. Alright, so autopilot off. And let's set this sucker down.
Approaching minimums.
We're a little bit high.
Minimums.
See the runway. A little bit high.
100. 50. 30.
Idle.
20. 10.
Land. Touchdown. So let's get the reversers out. And a little bit of manual braking. And my guess is we go to the left. So it's about a 30 minutes flight. 35 minutes flight, I mean. So the flaps can come up. And the speed brake can come up as well. And can turn off the landing lights. Should actually have turned on the taxi lights and the runway turn off lights, but they are on now. The auto brake can be turned off, the flight directors as well. Okay, that slope looks a little bit weird. Let's not get on there. It does not It doesn't really look much better on the right side. Look at that. Are you kidding me? Maybe I need a livery or a scenery file for the Dublin airport, because this looks really weird. Let's turn up here. Let's turn off the taxi lights and everything. So we do not blind the kind folk they are helping us. Okay, so let's set the parking brake. Parking brake has been set. Engine 2 turn off. And let's also turn off engine number 1. And then let's turn on the APU bleed and APU generator. So all in all, that's a 38-minute flight. Thank you very much for flying British Airways. Everybody, welcome to Dublin. Everybody stay funky. And everybody just clean your mirror, man. Just clean your fucking mirror and look at yourself. We all have to do it. We all do it. And we should never stop doing it. Alright man, thank you for checking the video, and everybody have a good day. I'm your personal funky zip pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko. See you next time. Bye bye.